the sun on my legs. It's the sun. Maybe I should step back a little bit. Is that it? Nope. There. I have too much light in here, huh? Yeah. Vanilla, does that help? Nope. I'm trying. Oh well. Let's see what it say. See fewer, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Alright. Well, welcome. Today is Wednesday, and it's our sit-down workout. So this is more for those who can't stand, have bad knees, bad backs, are in wheelchairs, and want to continue to move. It's good for you. It's good for your cardiovascular system. It also helps with dementia. So I found some videos online from the Improved Health. It's a young lady that has been doing these videos for a while, and we're going to do them today. Okay? You don't need any equipment. If you want to challenge yourself, you can get a couple weights to challenge yourself for some of the moves. But overall, this is a 30-minute workout for you. Okay? All right.
So today we're going to start with a new class. We're just going to start by getting warmed up with bringing those shoulders back and rotating those wrists. Let's just loosen up the body. Feet are flat on the floor. Bringing the wrists the other way. Let's warm up the arms by just bringing them forward as if we're swimming. So this class is easy on the knees. It is designed for people that are just starting out or people that are looking for a chair exercise class. And bring those arms overhead. Deep breath in and out and in and out. And one more. Deep breath in and out. Good. Reaching forward again. Excellent. Okay, let's just bring those arms to the side, bringing them forward and back. So just starting with gentle exercises. So this class you can use weights or you can do it without. It depends on where you're at in your exercise level. So some people don't use any weights and others feel like they need a little bit. So do whatever works best for you. All right, let's bring those arms overhead. And if this hurts your shoulders at all, just bring your arms forward instead. And keep going. And one more. Excellent. Let's relax those arms for a little bit. Bring those shoulders back. Good. Okay, let's warm up those legs. We're going to bring one leg up. I want you to really concentrate on tightening that quadricep muscle. And down. Switching to the other side. And down. And 3. And let's just do one more. Excellent. All right, bringing those calves, the heels up and down. So we're doing a calf raise. So strengthening the back of our legs. And we're going to do 2 more. All right, back to upper body. Let's just punch those arms forward. If this is too fast for you, then just go slower. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Excellent. Let's stay with those arms. We're going to bring the arms out to the side. And let's just do little circles. And bringing those circles a little bit bigger. So you can see my arms are straight, my wrists are straight. Sometimes when I do this class, people just do this. I want you to move your entire arm. Excellent, and going in the other direction. And bringing those circles smaller, so totally straight arms, strong arms, keeping them straight, no bend in the wrist. Good, now this time we're going to push back. So push back, push, push, and keep going. So you should feel this in the back of your arms and your triceps. And next time we're going to bring it forward. So bring it forward and back again. So if your arms are tired, give your arms a bit of a break. Maybe do a bit of a shoulder roll and then come back into it when you can. Excellent. Okay, keeping the arms forward, and we're going to row back, and I want you to really push forward. So pull back and push forward. Pull. 4. And 2 more. Excellent. All right, let's go back to lower body again. So we're just going to do a bit of a march. And if you want to, you can bring your arms into it. It's up to you. If you find that's too much, then just use your legs only. And bringing those feet wide. And back together again. All right, this time we are going to relax those arms, keep marching. And we're going to do a bit of a run. So we're going to do it for 10 seconds. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, keep going. 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Back to a regular march. If you need a break, take a break. And bring those feet wide again. Again, if you want to bring those arms into it, go ahead. So we're trying to get the heart rate up here. And bring those feet back together again. You can do it, keep going. Let's try and get that heart rate up. We are here for exercise. You're only here for 30 minutes, so give it your best. And then you can relax after. All right, relax those arms. We're going to tap those toes. So tap the toes forward. And if you want to, you can keep your arms going. Keep tapping. If you find it difficult in your chair, sitting back in the chair, you can move forward in the chair. It's all about what is comfortable for you. And let's go to tapping heels. So heel taps. Taking a deep breath in and out. Excellent. Okay, this time we're going to bring those feet out to the side. So going out to the side. If you have armrests, you'll definitely need to move forward in your chair so you can get that motion of your legs actually going out. So take a break if you need it, but otherwise try and keep going. Try to keep up. And we're going to go back to a toe tap. So tapping forward. Now, if this is too easy, you can bring your arms into it. So you can bring an arm out at the same time as your foot is going out. And if that's too much, just do the legs. And let's go back to a heel tap. So, if you don't like the music I have, just drown me out and put your own music on. You have to find music that really works for you. Unfortunately, I can't always use the music that I would like to use because of copyright.
Copyright! Oh no!
Okay, let's go back to going to the side. So here, you can, sorry, I did that, did 2 toe taps. So going to the side, you can bring your arms into it as well. So same leg and same arm. Okay? Do what you can. If you're getting sweaty, that is great. That is what you're supposed to be doing.
That's right. It's a workout.
All right, let's go back into a march. All right, let's keep the march going. Relax the arms. We're going to do one more run. So on the count of 3, 2, 1, and go. 10, 9,
Get it going.
7,
Keep on going.
6, 5,
Don't give up.
4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Going back to a march.
Good job.
Okay, we are going to go back into our toe taps. And heel taps. Okay, let's give the lower body a bit of a break. Let's go back to upper body. So we are going to pick up the weights. If you don't want to use weights, that is totally fine. It is totally whatever works best for you. If you are able to use weights, if you feel you're at that point, then find a weight that you feel is going to be somewhat challenging for sure. You don't want it to be too easy.
Good morning.
Okay, so anywhere from 1 to 5 pounds probably.
You can do this.
To grab a weight. We're going to lean forward. So maybe I'll go on the side so you can see what I'm doing. So we're leaning forward. Your back is flat. You're rowing up. So row up. If you don't have weights, you can use water bottles or you can just do it without anything. When I run this class at work, most of the people actually do not use weights because they're not at that fitness level yet where they can do that. So here we're squeezing our upper back. So squeeze that upper back. Trying to strengthen the back. And let's just do one more. Excellent. Okay, sitting on the edge of your chair, you're just going to lean back into your chair. You're bringing the arms forward and you're pressing forward and up. So you're going up at an angle, in case you can't see. So I'm leaning back.
You can use water
going
bottles
up,
too
okay?
if you don't have
So
weights.
end of the chair, lean back into your chair. Make sure your back is straight. You're not slouching, okay? Pressing forward and back down. So press and down. And let's do 2 more. Excellent. Okay, sitting up straight. Sitting on the end of the chair, or you can sit back, whatever's more comfortable. I find sitting on the edge, you can get, it's just a little bit easier to move. So sitting up straight, shoulders are back. We're bringing the weight up to just about eye level, nose level, right around there. Okay, and back down. So up. And we're working our shoulders here. So control at all times, going up slowly and coming down slowly. We're not allowing the weight to come down quickly, okay? So control at all times. And if this is too hard, do it without weight or do it one at a time, okay? So just one arm would go up and then the other arm would go up. Let's just do one more. Excellent. Okay, this time we're going to do a front raise. So we're going to bring the weight going up in front and then the other side. So for this one, we're doing one at a time. It is a little bit harder, which is why I do one arm at a time.
You can do this too, Dan.
All right, a few more. So this one gives you definition in the front of your arm. So the more you do this one, the more of that definition you will get. Okay, and one more on each side. Excellent. Going into a bicep curl. So bringing that weight up to the shoulders and down. Now, if you do have a heavier weight, this would be a good time to be switching it up actually for this one exercise. Our biceps are very strong. So if you can, grab a heavier weight, lifting that weight up and back down. So squeezing that bicep. The bicep is in your upper arm right here, okay? So squeezing and down. Seven. And let's do 2 more. Good. Okay, putting that heavier weight back down. Picking up the lighter weight or no weight at all. So for the next one, we're going to work on the back of our arm. So we're just going to lean forward a tiny bit. your weight is at your shoulders and you're just pressing that weight back. So when I'm pressing it back, I can feel that in the back of my arms, on the upper part of my arms. So press back and bring the weight back to the shoulder. So you can see the upper part of my arms is not moving. It's just staying in that position. It's just my lower arms that are kind of going back and forth in a controlled motion. And if you don't have any weights, you can do the same thing. Just use your hands. Press back. All right, putting those weights down. We're going to do some arm exercises and shoulder exercises without weights. You can do a lot without weights as well and have it still be challenging. So let's bring those arms out to the side again. We're going to do what we did earlier. We're pressing back. So it's like you're pushing the wall behind you. So concentrating on the arms during this exercise, so really pressing back. Good, now bringing those arms forward and I want you to row back. So pulling back, pushing forward. Pull and push. So if you want this to be harder, really concentrate on there being something really heavy that you're pulling. So you're really pulling and then you're pushing. It's like you're pushing some furniture away from you. So it makes a big difference with the exercise if you really concentrate on there being resistance. So pressing and pull. And let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, keeping those arms in this position. We're just gonna bring those arms up and down. So arms are tight for this one and just up and down. Again, no bend in the wrist. And just bring those arms back and forth. So same thing, just going in a fast motion, back and forth. Now if this bothers your shoulder at all, just do what I was doing before with going up and down, okay? All right, let's bring those arms down to the side. Bicep curl, pressing up, pulling down, and down again. So squeeze those biceps, pressing up, pulling down. So even though I have no weights, this is still challenging by really concentrating on squeezing those muscles, tightening those muscles. Keep going. We are halfway done already. So do what you can. I mean, the more you do, the stronger you're going to get. You know, I often hear people say, oh, I don't have energy to exercise. If you exercise, you will get more energy.
This is true. The more
I know it's hard. It's not always easy to make ourselves exercise, that is for sure, even for myself, for most people. But once you do it, you feel so much better. Okay, this time we are just going to punch forward. So punching forward again in a controlled motion. You're not just moving those arms back and forth, but you're really concentrating on tightening those arms. And let's go into a cross-country ski. So with heavy arms, we're pushing and pulling. Excellent. Okay, relax those arms. Let's go back to lower body. So there are some options here, depending on what level you want to be at. If you are not able to get out of your chair, you can just bring your legs up whenever the rest of us stand up, okay? So you're gonna bring your legs up and then bring them back down. If you want it to be a little bit harder, if you have armrests, you can use your armrest to help push you up. Stand up and sit back down again. If you don't need that, you want it to be harder, have your hands here, feet are shoulder width apart. You're standing up and then you're coming back down. Okay, so choose your level, and even if you can do a few sit to stands and then the rest of the time you do this, that would be great. And the more you do it, the more you'll be able to do for standing up. I mean, it's definitely a good exercise for strengthening those legs to prevent falls. And let's go. Okay, so going up and down. We're going up to 10 here. And if you want, you don't even have to actually put your weight into the chair. You can hover over the chair and stand up again. Main thing now is making sure that you bring your glutes back in the chair or hovering the chair and then going back up again. You do not want your knees to be going over your toes, so I'm really pressing back and then standing again. I've lost count. I think we're at about 6. Let's say that's 7. And this will be the last one. Excellent, good. Okay, let's keep going with the legs. Let's do our calf raise again. So lifting those heels up and down. Pressing up and down. So while you're sitting here, take a deep breath in and breathing out. And let's just do one more. Good. Okay, we're going to do a bit of a hamstring curl. So you can just curl that leg up and bring it forward again. Now, if this is too easy and you're able to, you can stand up holding onto your chair and curling that leg back. Okay? So bringing that heel up and down. And let's switch to the other side. So just curling that heel up and down. Four more. And 2 more. Excellent, going back to upper body. Let's bring those arms back up, back to our circles.
Circles. Keep your arms
And
straight.
making those circles bigger. If this hurts your shoulders, then just do the lateral raise instead, which is just going like this, up and down, okay? A lot of people have shoulder injuries, so you just need to work around it and do what you can. Let's go in the other direction. And those circles get smaller. All right, let's bring those arms down. We're going to bring the arms straight up in front, out to the side, and down. So up, side, and down. And let's do 3 more. Last one. We're going back into that bicep curl, pressing up overhead. So really curl and press. And we've got 2 more. Excellent. And let's punch forward again. So having those arms tight, pressing. Good. And let's just do an upper punch. So you're just punching up. And 1 more on each side. And let's go back to legs. So again, lifting your legs or standing up and sitting down. Okay, keeping those legs strong, putting the weight into the heels, feet are shoulder width apart, and standing up. And down. If you want to add a little bit to that, you can bring the arms up as a curl and back down. And we've got 3 more. Excellent. Okay, going back to calf raise, lifting those heels up. If you want, stand behind your chair to make this one a little bit more challenging if you need it. If you're doing it standing, then you're getting all of your body weight, so it's definitely much more challenging. It just depends on where you're at, obviously. right, let's do a little bit for the triceps. So we are going to do what we did before. Hands are at the shoulders and you're just pressing back. Okay, so when you press back at this point, think about the back of your arms and you're just tightening the back of those arms, okay, where your triceps are. So press, your arms are totally tight here, press. If you're just moving the arms back and forth without really concentrating on the muscles in your arms, you're not getting much of out of the exercise. So really concentrate on tightening those arms. Let's do 2 more. Excellent, good. Okay, let's bring those arms back out in front. We're gonna go back out to the side and forward. So trying to tire out those arms and the shoulders. We're soon going to go into our stretching. And let's just do 1 more reach. So reaching up and pulling down. So really press up and pull down. And 1 more. Excellent, other side. So reaching up, pull down, and push up. And 2 more. Excellent. Okay, let's have the hands together. We're going to press those arms forward, feeling that stretch in our upper back. Taking a deep breath in, and breathing out. Good, feet are flat on the floor. I want you just to lean forward, feeling that stretch in your lower back now. Reaching to one side, and then the other side. Good, reaching one arm overhead as high as you can to the ceiling, feeling that stretch all the way down your side. And then just leaning over to the side to feel that stretch all the way down. Good. Other arm, reaching as high as you can to the ceiling. And leaning over. Good. One arm in front, cross it in front of the body for a shoulder stretch. Pull that arm in. You should feel that in the shoulder here. And the other side. So out in front, cross it in front of the body, pull that arm in, take a deep breath in, and breathing out. And bringing the arms out to the side, so it's like you're pushing your hands out to the wall, so you're pressing out, feeling a good stretch in your arms. Bringing those fingers down to the floor, and up to the ceiling again. And reaching those arms in front and just pressing forward, feeling that stretch in your back again. And bringing those arms in, let's just rotate those wrists. And the other direction. Good, bringing one leg up, flexing that foot so your toes are pointing towards you. Feeling that in the back of your legs, you'll feel that in your calf muscle here. If you reach forward, you'll feel the stretch even more, so depending where you're at, you could reach forward. And pointing the toes away from you. And let's just rotate that ankle. And the other direction. Excellent, and the other side, so flexing that foot again. The toes away, and let's just rotate, and the other direction. Good. All right, bringing those shoulders back, and we'll bring one arm overhead, drop the hand behind as if you're patting yourself on the back, and just push that elbow back. You'll feel this in your triceps, so your triceps again are here. You're just pressing it back. You may already get a stretch without even pressing the arm back. Depends on how tight your muscle is. All right, other arm, so other arm goes straight up, drop the hand behind, press that elbow back. All right, so taking a deep breath in, we're gonna bring the arms overhead, so deep breath in, and then big breath out. And let's do that 2 more times. So deep breath in, and big breath out. And last one. And big breath in. And that's it for today's class. Thank you for joining me.
All right. So for those who can't work, standing and things like that, this was for you. And Wednesdays are dedicated for you and what you want. So let us know what you want for your sit down exercise next week. Oh my gosh, Ray. Hi, I didn't even know you were there. Hello, welcome. But I hope you got something out of it. And like I said, I have a lot of friends who I know that can't mobilize themselves to do the things that we do during the week. So this is dedicated to them. Okay. Even if you can, you can do this at your desk, at work. If you're working at home or if you're working in the office, every once in a while stand up, get the blood flowing to your legs, stretch your arms, as long as you don't hit anyone next to you. But that's for you, So thank you for joining today, and have a fantastic week. And my husband's going to tell me what to do at this point. He's going to tell me who to raid. Oh, I got her. Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you raided me. I thought I was supposed to raid someone else. Thank you for the raid. Oh, wow. So for those who just got here, do you guys want to do a little extra? I guess I could stay. Maybe I could do some yoga or something. But my sit down workout is done. I'm so sorry. Next week I'll be on a better schedule. This week I'm off work, so I've been sleeping in a little bit. But next week it'll be between 6:30 and 7:30 is when I'll be working out, Monday through Friday. So, and Saturday will be about 7 to 8. But this week I'm off work. So what do you do when you're off work? You sleep in. And the crazy thing is I'm only sleeping in 30 or 40 minutes. I'm not really sleeping in much, but it's something. I watched the basketball game last night too, so I was a little tired. But yeah, do you guys, let's see, maybe some yoga or something. My son was wanting to do yoga. It's supposed to be a rest day for all that heavy work that we do during the week. Let's see what I got. Let's get a yoga in here. Maybe a stretch or something. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what I got here. Let's look for a stretch or something. She's in the middle of doing a 2.0 12-week program. We're on number 32, I believe it is, for her 12-week. So she hasn't really put out too much. Packed. I don't want to do something fancy. Especially since today was supposed to be I'm gonna do abs. What do you guys want to work on? Abs? I'll reset to camera in just a minute. I don't know how to do that, husband. You gotta come and do that. Ah. Here. Maybe he'll come in here and fix that because it's broke.
You know how to reset it?
No.
Then how can you reset it?
Huh?
Camera's frozen.
Yeah, how do I do that?
Double click on the camera.
Which one? The video?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah. Deactivate it. Deactivate. No.
It worked.
No, okay, good.
That's what deactivate means.
Alright, maybe that's what it was.
Oh.
I would leave that unchecked, but whatever.
Okay.
Every time you go off that page, then the camera freezes.
Oh.
You gotta have that not checked.
Oh, I don't have it checked.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's see, I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, please forgive me, I am new. I want to do a stretch it out. That's what we'll do. Relaxing full body stretch.
My HelloFresh box is here. So it comes like the.
You don't want to hear the commercial.
Target the entire body, hopefully to make you feel nice and relaxed.
Alright, take your socks and shoes off.
You're going to need an exercise mat or a soft surface to work on. All you need to do is follow along. We're getting started right now. So we're just going to start standing on our mat, taking a nice big inhale, reaching those hands up overhead, and then exhale.
So I gotta change my camera.
Arms and head in. Nice and heavy. Once again, inhale, reaching up overhead, and exhale, holding forward. Feel a nice stretch through the back, those legs, and forward back. One more time here, inhale, reaching up, and exhale, release. A little shoulder shrug at the top here. Loosen up the shoulders, the neck, back. We're going to clasp those hands behind the back, pressing down, bringing the shoulders down, underneath the ears. Feeling this pulling through the shoulders and through the chest. You may want to throw in a little head roll or bring the chin towards the shoulder. Whatever feels right for you, make sure you're listening to your body. Don't do anything that feels painful or uncomfortable. Just work at your own pace. Connecting with your breath, taking some nice inhales and exhales through the nose. On your next exhale, you're going to fold forward, and if it feels okay on your shoulders, bringing those hands away from the back, letting gravity drop the hands forward, feeling a nice release in those shoulders and the lower back. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly make your way back up to the top, bringing the head and chin up last. Alright, we're going to get into some lower body stretching here. So grabbing onto that left ankle, we're going to extend the right arm up to the sky, working a little bit on our balance. Keeping the core nice and engaged, and if you're feeling comfortable with your balance, we're going to get a little deeper into this stretch. As you exhale, hinging forward, keeping the standing leg straight without locking the knee. trying to get the body as parallel to the ground as you can while maintaining control. Awesome. And let's do the same thing on the other side, this time reaching for that right ankle. Left arm extends
I'm not good
up
at
to
this
the
crap
sky,
without my
core is
shoes on.
tight.
I have bad
And again,
feet.
only if you're feeling
but
comfortable,
I'll
you're
try.
going to get a little deeper by hinging forward. Getting a nice stretch through that right quad. Belly buttons pulled to the spine for support here, and back up to the top. Nice work, guys. We're going to come into a nice wide stance here, hands coming onto the hips. We're going to shift our weight over to the right. Should feel a nice pull through the left side on that inner thigh. Make sure you're pushing the hips backwards. You don't want that right knee to pass in front of your toes. Keeping the weight shifted into the heels. And then we're going to shift sides, getting into that left hip, opening up through the right inner thigh. And we're just going to shift back and forth a couple times here. Again, make sure you are breathing. Don't hold your breath here. We need oxygen flowing through those muscles. And remember to work at your own pace. Only go as low as you can. There should be no pain or discomfort. Coming back to center, we're going to slowly drop the head towards the ground. You want to keep those legs as straight as you can. Really feeling a pull through the hamstrings, the inner thighs, and feeling release in that lower back. And we're going to slowly make our way out of this position, heel toeing the feet together just slightly, and then shifting to the right. We're going to keep both legs straight here and just shift our weight from front to back, keeping the legs as straight as you can, alternating pressing one heel down to the ground. This again is going to target the back of those legs, the calves, the hamstrings. And if you're tight like me in those areas, you are going to feel this. Alright, we're going to drop that left knee down, coming into lunge here. Bringing the arms up overhead.
I'll go this way for you.
Slight back bend as you inhale and then exhale. Coming to center. We're going to reach those arms forward, reach, and then pulling back, pull the shoulder blades together. So inhale, reaching forward, exhale, come back, squeeze the shoulder blades. And again, inhale, reach, getting nice into that front right hip, and exhale, pull back, squeeze the shoulders. Left hand's going to drop down to the ground. We're going to open up to the right, bringing the right fingers up to the sky. Taking a nice big breath here. And then switch. Right hand comes to the ground. Left hand opens up to the sky. Keeping the core engaged, belly button to the spine. Exhale, both hands to the ground. Good. Sitting back up tall here.
You're
I'm going
just
to
the
grab
fun part,
arm to
guys.
that left ankle. I know this move can be challenging, tighten the hamstrings or the hips, or sometimes it feels uncomfortable on the knee. You can always roll up your mat or add a towel underneath your knee to add a little comfort. Or if this position just doesn't feel right for you, you can just stay in that lunge position and continue to sink into it. And release. Okay, both hands to your mat. We're going to step back, coming into a downward facing dog, slowly pedaling up the feet one at a time. Pressing the heels down. We're pulling the chest towards the upper thighs. And breathing, keeping the core engaged, feeling a nice stretch through the shoulders. We're going to switch sides here. So our left foot's coming forward now. Both legs are straight and we're just shifting the weight back and forth. Now let's drop that right knee down to our mat. Sit up nice and tall, slight back bend at the top. Inhale and exhale. And we're going to reach forward now. And then exhale, squeeze those shoulder blades. Inhale, find length through those arms. Exhale, pull back and squeeze. One more time. Reach as far as you can. And exhale, pull back and squeeze. Good. Right hand comes to the ground as we open up to the left, fingertips up to the sky. Taking some nice big breath in and out through the nose. On your next exhale, we're going to switch. Left hand comes to the ground, right hand up to the sky. Trying to keep those shoulders stacked. And exhale, release. We're getting into that right quad stretch again if it feels comfortable for you. Want to make sure your left knee is stacked over the left ankle. Shifting the weight forward just slightly to get into that left hip. And then focusing on the pull through that right quad. And I'll say it one more time. Don't push yourself. If something's not feeling right, listen to your body.
Don't feel right.
Things down. Good. Both hands down. We're going to press back into that down dog once more. Pedaling out the feet, drawing the chest towards the upper thighs, keeping the hips lifted. On your next inhale, you're going to kick that right leg up to the sky, and then exhale, bring it forward. We're going to come into a half pigeon. This is probably one of the most challenging stretches for me.
Pigeon
very tight in the hips and the glutes. So listen to your body, find a level that works well for you. The goal here is to keep that right shin parallel with the front of your mat. Making sure that you're not clenching the glutes. You want to relax. Relax the stomach, relax the glutes, relax the neck and the head, and just breathe into the hips. When you're ready, you're slowly and gently going to press out of this position into that down dog. Pedal it out. And then on your next inhale, the left leg comes to the sky, exhaling. Coming forward into that pigeon pose on the other side. Same thing, take it nice and slow. Listen to your body. And with each exhale, you may feel you can get a little deeper into the stretch. Remember to relax the glutes, relax the belly, and just breathe. Alright, slowly making your way from this position back into that down dog.
Downward dog.
Pedal it out. And we're going to shift our weight forward, coming into a high plank, and then slowly lowering down to the mat. Tenting our fingers and pressing up into that cobra or upward facing dog, whichever you prefer, and release. Kicking the heels a few times here towards the glutes, loosening up those hamstrings. And then when you're ready, we're going to reach back, grabbing onto those ankles. You're going to take a nice big inhale, kick those feet up towards the sky, Bring the gaze upward, opening up the chest, opening up through the shoulders. Taking a nice big inhale and then exhale and release. Staying in control. A few more kicks here towards the glutes, and then we're going to do that movement again. One more time, reaching for those ankles, and when you're ready, kicking up, maybe coming up just a little bit higher this time. And then exhaling and releasing back down. That's it. We're going to press back here into child's pose. And then shift the weight forward, drop the hips. Continuing with this back and forth rocking motion a few times. As you come back, sinking nice and deep into those hips, drawing the chest towards the ground. And then coming forward, dropping the hips, bringing the gaze upward. Moving now into some cat-cows. We're going to inhale as we round the spine, bring the chin to the chest and tuck the tailbone. And exhale, lifting our gaze upward, arching the lower back. Working at your own pace here and working with your breath. Finding movement through the spine. Pressing the hands down into the ground. Freestyling your cat-cow however you wish, doing what feels right for you. Going now into a little bird dog, opposite arm and leg extending at the same time, feeling an engagement in your core. We're just going to switch sides here a couple times, finding a length through those legs, finding balance. Pointing those toes and really reaching the fingertips forward. You want to make sure your belly button is pulled to the spine. Nice, neutral, flat back. Good. Widening up those knees, we're going to press back now into a nice deep child's pose. And then walk our hands over to the right side of the mat, getting a nice stretch through the left side body. Make sure you keep that left hip down. You may want to pop up a little bit here. Take some nice big belly breaths. And then when you're ready, walking the hands over to the left side of the mat. Same thing, press that right hip down. Feel a nice stretch through the right side. And then coming back to center. We're going to flip over here, coming into a seated position. Pressing the right foot over the left knee, you're going to sit up nice and tall, twisting to the right, gazing over that right shoulder. And then we're going to switch sides. Right foot comes over the left leg. Sit up nice and tall. Exhale as you twist to the left, gazing over the left shoulder. And that's it. Coming back to center, slowly rolling yourself back. You're going to roll like a ball here a few times, keeping your movement nice and controlled, keeping your core engaged. Gentle rounding of the spine. This is a nice release on that spine and back. Make sure you're staying in control. And then on the last one, we're just going to slowly roll all the way down to our backs. Keeping the knees bent, we're going to bring our arms into cactus pose and then just gently rock the knees side to side. Letting gravity do most of the work here, dropping the knees just as low as they'll go naturally. Trying to keep the shoulder blades on your mat. Working with your breath. Inhale as you drop the knees. Exhale as you bring the knees to center. Now we're just going to draw those knees into the chest now. Give yourself a little love, a little hug, maybe a gentle rock side to side. And then into our happy baby or dead bug. Bringing the feet out nice and wide, grasping onto the bottoms of the feet, gently pulling down, bringing the knees closer to the armpits. This will look different for each individual, depending on your mobility, flexibility. Just focusing here on your breath with each exhale, sinking a little bit deeper into the stretch. That's it. Moving now into figure 4, we're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee, drawing that left thigh towards us. We want to try and keep the head, the neck, and the shoulders on the mat during this stretch. We're going to lengthen that right leg up to the sky here, grabbing onto the thigh, or maybe the calf or the ankle. Just going to point and flex the toe, releasing tension in the calves and in the ankles. And release a little tug of that knee in towards the chest. And then we're going to slowly cross that knee across the body and bring our gaze over to the right. You can apply a little bit of pressure with your left hand onto that knee, but again, you want to let gravity do most of the work here. And release, coming back to center, hugging those knees in one more time. We're going to go in the opposite direction. So figure 4, left ankle over the right knee, hugging that right thigh into the chest. Feeling a nice release through the hips and the glutes. If you find it challenging to reach for the thigh, you can always use a strap or a towel to wrap around your thigh and help you guide that thigh closer in towards you. Good, straightening out that leg now, releasing tension in the ankles and the calves, pointing and flexing the toes. You can keep the other right leg either bent or stretched out, whichever feels right for you. And release, a little tug in. A nice big inhale and then exhale. Bring that knee across the body. Slowly bringing the gaze over to the left. A nice twist in that lower back. And we're going to slowly come back to center here. One more time, hugging the knees into the chest. And then releasing, dropping the feet to the ground. We're going to keep those knees bent. Going into a bridge, you're going to take a big inhale. And then as you exhale, drive through the heels, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes at the top. Belly button to the spine. And then inhale, release. Okay, let's do that. Again, slowly rolling through the spine, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes at the top of this movement. You're driving through those heels. You can do one more like that, or if you feel comfortable going into a wheel, whatever is part of your practice, go for it. Just listen to your body, guys. Slowly releasing, coming back flat on our backs and hugging those knees in, feeling release in that lower back. We're going to come up to seated position here one more time.
Okay.
Sitting cross-legged, grabbing the left wrist behind the back with the right arm. And then you're slowly going to tilt your head to the right. This is going to feel really nice in that left shoulder, the left trap, and the neck. Just take some nice big breaths here, gently tugging on that left arm. And then we're going to switch sides going the opposite direction. Little tug on the right arm, head tilts to the left. Releasing any tension left in the neck and the shoulders. And then pressing the palms forward, rounding out the back, scooping the belly, draw the chin to the chest. Nice big inhale here, and then exhale, release. Alright guys, this is my favorite part. We're going to lay down. It's time for a little Shavasana. Okay, get nice and comfortable. Maybe you want to keep your knees bent. Maybe you want to be flat on your back. Or you may want to come onto your side, or possibly a child's pose. Whatever position you find the most relaxing, that's where I want you right now. Focusing on our breath here. I want you to inhale really slowly, nice big breath. Fill up those lungs. And just when you think they're full, take one extra sip of air. And then a nice big exhale, sigh it out through the mouth. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. We put our bodies through a lot throughout the week. It's really important to take time to just slow down.
All right. So I was going to just do the chair workout, but since I had that raid at the end, thank you very much. That's my first raid, by the way. I wanted to give you guys something that's a little bit better for your body and is relaxing. Take care of yourself. Do the right thing. And come back and see me, okay? We're going to raid somebody and see who's out there. But have a good day and God bless. You made it to Hump Day. Let me see here if I can. I'm going to turn the mic off so you don't get feedback. Alright, we're gonna raid Tab's voice. Have a blessed day. See ya.